Hello and welcome to Interesting Facts. This week, madness. Now, I'm not talking about all that guff that goes on in your head, does your nutting. I'm talking about the band. Although Dolores does go a bit loopy when these guys play, so maybe there's a connection there. Right, some facts. Back in 1976, there was a band called The Others. They met up with a bloke called Slug. He was called Slug because he was very slow and he didn't like salt. And they decided to form a new band. Somebody heard that, said, form a new band, that's madness. So the band was formed. Fact. In fact, to this day, die-hard fans still call the band sometimes Slug and The Others. Now, in the late 70s, there was a 3-day week and nobody had any money. They couldn't afford things like numbers and letters, so everything was labelled with a single letter. And Madness, they wrote a song about it called Our House in Our Street. And the band, they played a type of music called ska, but because they couldn't afford the letters, that was short for Scarface, because they went around wearing suits and doing a lot of cocaine. In fact, one of the members, in fact the one that Dolores particularly likes, though I can't really see it myself, he was so famous for wearing his suits, he took it to the extreme and he wore suits with really baggy trousers. In fact, he was so famous for wearing suits with baggy trousers, they wrote a song about his baggy trousers. I can't remember who wrote the song though. Embarrassment. When this album was released, it was on the label Stiff, and that was to avoid confusion with floppy disks that were all the rage at the time. Now, I once tried to talk to Scarlett about floppy disks and memory and computers and all that, but she just looked at me funny and started talking about clouds. But she's into the environment. One of the members of the band was called Cathal Joseph Cole Smythe. Don't ask me why. But because they couldn't afford the letters, they called him Chaz Smash because he had a lot of mashed potato and he danced like a robot. That's him. Now, one thing you don't know about the Madness is they're sometimes called the Nutella Boys because they love the stuff. They love it so much, they even wrote a jingle for an advert. It was something like, hey you, don't eat that, eat this. This is the nuttiest taste around, one spread beyond. Never got made though. Can't think why. I would play you some of the songs on this, only the stereo's in the living room and Dolores is in there doing a Zoom with all the wives on the street. And I think there's a new family moved in because they keep screaming about someone called Chardonnay. Not met her yet.